Ghana's population is growing beyond manageable levels. That's according to Executive Director of the National Population Council, Dr. Letitia Adelaide-Appiah, who explains the trend is affecting proper development planning by governments. Do you think a birth control policy should be implemented to check this phenomenon?
I think we are not overpopulated. A country like Nigeria is way overpopulated, twice our population, and they are doing quite well with their economy. So I don't think, talk of China and the rest. So I don't think it has to do with population. It's about management of funds, in which we are really mismanaging it at the moment.
Ghana, being an African country, wouldn't embrace this decision easily because we love children. When you are married, the first question you are asked is, where are your kids? When will they come in? You know, and all that question. And it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, and the men even want more.
Let me compare Ghana to China. You see, China, for instance, I think they've implemented birth control policy, and then you can't give birth more than 2. And that is really helping their country to develop very fast. And then I think when we come to Ghana here, we need to implement that for the country to also grow very fast. When our population is overflooded, it puts much pressure on the government.
For developmental purposes, we need numbers. So there shouldn't be any policy to reduce the childbirth.
Okay, so you heard from them from the streets. Let's check out what you've been putting on Facebook.
Walanyo Akwetia says, I think it is not necessary because giving birth is God's purpose to fill the earth. If the resources will be available to cater for them, let's just embrace it. But are the resources available?
That's the question.
There are 3 replies there. Let me find out what those people are talking about. So Nana Kwesi Sujabo says, where did God say that? Someone said somewhere, writes this rubbish, calls it Bible, Quran, or whatever, and tell black man this the word of God, and we accept as whole truth. Even those who brought those books to you have reduced how they give birth. But, all right, let's move on. And he continues, actually.
Okay, so let's see what Nana Kwesi says.
A Rama blessing then comes in and says, Nana Kwesi and Sujabo, wow, you really believe all that you wrote? You need help then. Samuel Musa says, no, because even God said we should produce and fill the world, but the world is not full yet. So let's continue producing. Oh, really? And then Akwesi Jabo comes over. Okay, Samuel Musa says, Master, how many siblings do you have? So will you kill them because you are overpopulated? And then, Kwesi Jabo appears to be taking over. Let's move on to Bright Moore. He says, we take care of ourselves long time more. You can't stop us Bonnie. We are Bonnie till Bonnie will cry like broken-hearted Ghanaian woman.
Well, Jeremiah says, it's a good call, but until we change our attitudes, we'll never see any positive results. It's attitudinal and institutional failures that is causing all these problems. Laws should be enforced to compel people to change their attitude. Those responsible for fiscal development control should be called to answer questions. It is time individuals are sued for negligence of duties. Until that is done, we should forget it. Emmanuel says, even if that policy is implemented, it wouldn't be effective as it is in other countries such as China. My regards to my mom. And Justin Richmond says, at least use a picture of a part of Ghana to tell the story. Is this also hard to do? Oh, but the picture we posted is Ghana. We didn't post any foreign picture. And Kelvin says, before thinking of controlling birth rates, first tighten your security so that the death rate will be reduced. And Megleto Courage says, a long-term development plan which should be executed by every successive government will be the solution. And Idi Ali says, yes, that's why the next 4 years we will have 200 government appointees and 300 MPs. Like, seriously, did you conduct a research? And Akwalu says, deportation of foreigners will be the better solution. And Goldberg says, maybe we should tell people in government to bring an app before they start using it. Okay, I really don't understand what Goldberg is trying to say. Those are some comments on Facebook. Also, the LPG Operators Association is urging government to institute safety measures in regulating their activities instead of taking them out of business, adding almost all the major gas explosions recorded occurred at discharging points and not at the filling stations. What's your suggestion on how gas explosions can be prevented?
Educating those people that remove the gas from the tankers onto us in the place where they do, like they process everything before they distribute the gases to individuals. Like government should really educate those people in that. And then I think the public too should also get a far much idea about how gas is being worked out and how it really explodes.
These days in this country, everywhere you pass there is a gas filling station. Even beside somebody's house there's a gas filling station. It is very bad. With the slightest mistake, it will cause commotion. So I think the government should order the appropriate authorities to check those places, to have proper lands so that they can regulate them well.
There have to be some agencies available so that they see whether the location where they are constructing the filling station is good, and then also they see whether the way they constructed, because I learned they have to drill borehole to keep some items, and then I think sometimes the problem is there is no periodic checkup of any leakages.
All right, let's check out what you've been posting on Facebook.
Sylvester says it's not true. Gas recirculation policy is the best. They should travel to Togo, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Ivory Coast. It works very well over there. No such fires reported. Those owning the gas filling stations are just selfish. Government must go ahead and implement it instead for them to sit down and come up with modules that can help fix them into the new policy. They're joking. Achu Tete says, who's joking? Street talk. Sylvester says, Achu Tete Solomon, you better travel around Africa and you know what I'm talking of. Nitaki says, Ezra Sylvester, Ghana is not Togo or any other African country. Okay? Ezra comes back and the banter continues. Let's move on. So we go to Desmond Oakley, who says, the government is not taking them out of business. The government is talking about high-risk areas. This is being done to prevent any future occurrences.
And James Abusanga says already Ghana is battling with high unemployment rates, and so there is no need replacing the gas cylinders operators. Government should rather help them to manage it well to avoid calamities. And Achu comes into response, says you have to understand these people well. Okay, so he still says that all refilling plants should have a withdrawing pump. Also, the trucks should be properly checked before loading. And Walanya Akicha says, Ghana, make a law even to heaven. At the end, it will be politicized. And Achutete comes in again to say there should be education and instruction booklets for the station's use. Megbletor Courage says regular safety checks by authorized state institutions can help prevent gas explosions. And Nitaki says they should go on strike again. I don't think that's the ultimate. Jima says their business is killing us. Okay, which business are you talking about? Achu comes to reply and says stop taking trotro because that is killing than anything else. Fix the bad routes and leave the gas businesses. Interesting. And so finally, it's not all rosy for everyone, and that's why people have different ways of spending monies that come their way. Same way 100 cedis could be someone's lunch money, for others it could be salary or such a big deal. So I mean, what do you think? What would you do with 100 cedis if it comes your way?
I can plan my life on it, which can take me almost a month. Because when I look at the place I'm coming from to school, the distance is short. So when I have 100 cedis, I can budget myself in my house, buy food, the needed food I need to sustain myself during a month.
I'm a student, I'm not working, so I will value 100 cedis, yeah. Unlike those who are, well, rich enough to say it's a chicken change. But then for me, I'm not working at the moment, so I really value 100 cedis. So for me, when I should get 100 cedi, or you should give me 100 cedi right now, I'll be very glad.
If I'm to have 100 cedis, I'll use it to sew probably 5 clothes and sell and get profit out of it. So it could be an investment money to put into something.
Like it's quite a huge amount of money. It's quite a huge amount of money. It all depends on the classes of people living in the country. It all depends on the class of people living in the country. For me, I would think my standard is okay.
Okay, so yeah, people have different ways of saying. What would you do with 100 cedis, Israel, if I dashed it to you right now?
I'll put it in my account.
I'm not sure. You buy chocolate and give it to me. I know. All right, so let's check out what you put.
Well, Anya Kitia says, having this huge amount of money, I will set up one distribution factory. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nakwitia, small scale miners are at home starving, but I know that this current situation will change though. Rabiu lecturer says, I will buy internet bundle to browse. Well,
hey,
Barry German
like,
says,
seriously?
we'll use it to subscribe to my DSTV so that I can watch the World Cup matches. Okay. Demore Hill says, I will ask for the number of the administration and send the money to him or her. Momo will work, okay? Doche says, I will try to give Nyantechi to see if he will take it. He says, I'll buy prepaid for water bill.
And water, okay.
King Zach says, I will set up my own enterprise that will employ thousands of Ghana.
Like
Ghana
seriously?
with 100 cedis.
It's not 100,000 though. Philip says, I go reject him because of Tiger Eye. Yeah, I'm serious. So, and Philip comes to say, hey, I will tell Anas that he will not get me. James Abusaga says, I will send half to my mom in the village and manage with the other half. Osikeni Brakwami says, simple. I will use it to start Kiliwili business or Sashi water business. Okay. And he gets some replies. The Ramba says, it's not Kalawale.
It is Kiliwale. Really?
Hello, Skedi says, hey Ramba, blessing. Oba, what? What's she trying? Oba when he mother cry. Okay, and Daniel says, blessing, book long will kill you. 8 Allen says, really impressed with your comments. Wish I'm in Ghana to help you. You have a great future in business. Okay. And Toko Chir Jacob says, blessing, this one to you for bringing Oxford inside. Okay, so this one to you for bringing Oxford inside. Okay. And Megblet Tokorich comes to say, I will use part of it for food stuff and the rest for savings. And Amponsa says, sharp, I'll just load my Momo wallet the next morning.
Yeah.
And
way to go, man.
All right, and that's how we wrap up the interactive segments. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching.